Hello and welcome to Kolam Podu. I'm Bhargavi Mani. So if this is the first time that you've come across our channel, here's a little something you need to know about Kolam Podu. Kolam Podu is a happy project. It aims at reviving and demystifying the traditional South Indian art form, which is more than just a floor art. This video is part of the series which we are creating to help people understand more about kolams. There are so many questions that I'm constantly asked, so I thought, why not create a series? And this video will come under the category of tips and tricks, the kolam essentials. Well, to draw kolam, there are two ways you can go about it. You can use the dry flour or the wet flour. In this video, I'm going to show you how to prepare the wet flour. Now, before we get into the video, let me remind you to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. We're creating a lot of videos that are going to be nuggets of information to make your kolam journey a lot more enjoyable. So, to prepare the wet Kolam Maavu, your ingredients are very simple. You need rice and you need water. You need to soak the rice for about 2-3 hours, or you can soak it in hot water so that it gets soaked faster. Paste it, and the base is ready for the next step. So here we go. So it's basically rice, and you pour enough water and soak it for a minimum 2 hours. Let this soak and I will show you what happens next. So now that we have the wet paste ready, see, this wet paste is actually very smooth and very fine. So if I were, you add a little bit of water and you create this. So if I were to just draw like a line with it, let me show you what happens. So I'm just going to add a line here so that you understand how this goes. Okay, so if you observe this, it's nice and fine, but do you realize that it's not moving consistently? It doesn't allow me to create a design with it. Like if I were to want to do a curve with it, it's a problem. See, if I take a thick paste, look at what's happening. This is what happens. So the way you have to get your Ezhais in the wet flour root is by mixing water with it, and I will show you how that's done next. While the ingredients are the same, which is your rice and water, soaking the rice, making it into a paste, and then drawing a kolam out of it, the ease of drawing with that mixture is not the same as mixing the store-bought rice powder or arisi maavu and water. So typically you use a rag cloth. In most houses they would either use old veshtis or dhoti fabric. Cotton fabric is much better. You have old t-shirts that you want to put together to use for this. That's also an option. Or you can take, like I did, I've just taken some rag cloth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some water. I'm going to pour some water to get it at the consistency that I want. So I poured a little bit of water to my flour paste. Please remember, like I said, my floor or the surface on which I'm going to be using this medium is dry right now. This process can be a bit messy if you don't know how to do it, but absolutely worth it because it's beautiful when it's done. You know, typically when they use this Maa Kolam, as we call it, is done during festivals, and kolams will be drawn the previous night so that it sets, nobody walks on it, so that next morning it's beautiful and just perfectly ready for us to use the kavi and finish it off. So what I've done now is I've made this a little dilute, and now comes the next step. I'm going to take the rag cloth, and it depends. I like it on the bigger side because it gives me more, it can absorb a lot more of this liquid for me to use while I'm drawing my Ezhais. So off you go, you throw it in and let it absorb this Ezhais. The reason why we ask you to use leftover old cloth is A, we're being thrifty. B, also it tends to absorb better. That's why. So here it is. So if you see, drops are still falling, but this is the beauty of it. I keep saying Kolam enhances your mindfulness. It helps in so many coordinations, right? So what happens is you hold the rag with your 4 fingers, which is your forefinger, your middle finger, your ring finger and your little finger. Your forefinger and your little finger kind of put pressure from the sides, and you use the middle finger and the ring finger as your paint brushes or your nibs in this case, and you use your thumb to release how much liquid goes in. The pressure for the release comes from your thumb, and the second line of release comes from your side fingers, okay? This is the key aspect of this Maa Kolam or the wet kolam procedure, which is actually very beneficial for the person who is drawing it, man or woman. Now here is a small pointer. See, traditionally, people make a slightly bigger batch of thicker rice paste, and they will take one part of it and slowly start adding water to it to arrive at the right consistency to draw the kolam. Supposing it becomes too dilute, they will add a little bit of the rice paste to it to get the right consistency. Adding rice flour to it might become counterproductive. I need to teach you a lot more about this Ezhais technique. How do you release or how do you put pressure for you to get a consistent release of this wet Kolam Maavu from the rag is a technique by itself, which I will address in the next video. So was this useful and informative for you? If yes, please be generous and press the like button, and do leave us feedback, because feedback is very encouraging and it helps us produce better quality videos for you. I'm reminding you again to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. We are creating a lot of information which is going to be very useful for a kolam lover like you. And do remember to share this content with whoever you think might find this useful. We are available across various social media platforms. Here are the details. However, I'm most active on Instagram and on YouTube. So if you have any questions, comments, or you want to reach out to me, you can always leave a comment in the comment section of the YouTube channel, or you can send me a message on Instagram. Please remember, I'm always just one message away. Life is beautiful if we choose for it to be. So until the next time I see you, Kolam Podu.